So, we're starting a new series in March. And you know, when Spirit gives you the series, you often maybe get a glimmer of where it's going to go. And today, it is going in a different direction. So, very rarely do they give me exactly what to say, but today, this is where we're going. So, this is for somebody. It may not be for you, but it might be for somebody that you know. So, it's all vibration. Everything vibrates, tones, frequencies, and colors. Frequencies are the number of repetitions per unit in the time to complete a waveform. Helpful, yes? Okay, so that's what frequency, we're talking about repetitions over a certain period of time. All right. These are the numbers of repetition of a complete sequence of values. So, that's a frequency. To vibrate is to move rapidly. So, vibrating in a frequency, we are producing a pattern. Okay? So, every frequency has a color and a sound. There's a tone to it. When a divine life vibrates, it forms this light because its tone is vibrating at the divine frequency. Patterns become beautiful. In the human form, our patterns are beautifully intricate. Our experience is complex, and we vibrate all manner of colors, tones, and frequencies. Yay, us! In vibrating, everything seeks resonance, and resonance is a sympathetic frequency where we vibrate together and then in a prolonged state. So we are vibrating, we have frequencies, colors, and tones, and vibration seeks resonance. It seeks a common frequency to align with. This is why, as humans, we are so complex. We can resonate with something for a while and then not resonate with it because our tone, our focus shifts. Our dominant frequency dictates what we want to resonate with, which also indicates what we want to create. So what we're choosing to resonate with, we are also choosing to create. When I first started metaphysics, the idea of like attracts like was introduced. And I had never heard that, being from another era than you all. Like attracts like. And that's the sympathetic vibratory frequency. So we have an example to go over with you, which again is your neighbor next door. So we've often seen in our world the good girl is attracted to the bad boy. And we often shake our head and go, oh no, the good girl, no, what does she see in him? We know now, though, based on the beautiful definitions that I just shared with you, that there has to be a sympathetic frequency. There needs to be a common denominator somewhere that would make the good girl attracted to the bad boy. So when we look at it very carefully, it could be that she is attracted to knowing who she is. She wants to know who she is, and she feels the bad boy knows who he is. Okay? Or she might be attracted to him because she wants to feel freedom, and she feels that this bad boy has freedom. We don't know what the common denominator is, but there is always a common, it's not even a denominator, there's always a common sympathetic frequency that draws and begins to resonate between them. Always the commonality, it allows it to become strong between them. The girl is now, when she's with the bad boy, she goes into a bad space because she entered his world. She did not draw him into her good world. She said, nope, I'm going to go into bad boy world. So she has entered his world. So when the good girl and the bad boy come together, she is still in search of, let's say, freedom. I want to know freedom. So I'm in with this boy in search of freedom. But she's also going to experience everything that his bad boy world entails. So the good girl does not end up understanding why she is attracted to the bad boy. After a while, why am I here? What did this mean? What was I thinking? But the frequency for freedom is strong. So she stays. Because she has forgotten why she had resonated in the first place, what he had that she was looking for. All right. She does this because she is not conscious of her desire. It has become dominant, and she follows without awareness. But one day she wakes up, And she understands that reckless is not freedom. Just because I am reckless does not mean I understand freedom. So she wakes up and she says, Then she realizes she has learned by going into a world that is not hers what she does not want, but she has learned. And even going into a space that is not hers, she has exercised a certain amount of freedom, has she not? She said no to what she has left behind. So lesson has been accomplished, lesson is learned. In the example, we can see how one desire can take us into a frequency that is not our own. It's not sustainable, however. You will wake up. It's not sustainable because it's not you. You will eventually wake up, and you will learn that way, through discord and through awakening. So, when we start resonating with things that are different, something is changing within us. What if our good girl could have recognized that she was actually looking for freedom? And she would say, I like that bad boy. But why do I like that bad boy? Because he's free. Because he does what he wants. He says to heck with the world, and he's out there in the world. And if the good girl could recognize that, then she knows exactly what she wants. It's not the bad boy, it's the freedom he exhibits. And what could she do then? If she's young enough, perhaps she could tell her parents, I want to learn freedom. And what would her parents say? Oh, but you're such a good girl. You love following the rules. Well, maybe I don't want to follow the rules this time. Maybe I want to do something different. And now she has a choice of choosing freedom in another way. Maybe their parents send her to Europe to live for a couple of years. Maybe she has another aspect that she gets to experience freedom. But it's supported and in a way that's conscious. Maybe she doesn't have parents that would support her. Maybe she's out on her own and she needs to experience freedom. Just knowing that, she could call forth the support to actually experience what she's seeking instead of going into a space that is not hers. Do you understand? But the sympathetic vibration is going to act. And if it acts subconsciously, you'll find yourself in interesting situations. So we tend to move toward the frequency we want to experience without conscious thought. And even if she had chosen him, even if she said, I want to have bad boy, I want to have experiences with you because you look like freedom to me and I want freedom. Then as bad boy chose certain things, like let's say that he wanted to lose his sense of awareness in a substance evening. And if she was conscious, she would say, well, that doesn't look like freedom to me. So therefore, I shall not experience that with you because I'm here about freedom. She could make choices in this relationship because she has not left her space. She's not left her space. She's staying awake to her choices. All right. We are talking about waking up. In these situations, you are being... Glasses time. In these situations, you are being stimulated to have an experience or develop a quality that you need. But the key is no one has your answer. Find the point of resonance and you will find where you have invested your power. Find the point of resonance in any situation that you find yourself and you will find where you have invested your power. Find that and you will be able to shift the relationship with a point of resonance and not change your desire. Any of you who have had a how did I get here moment, you are in that wake-up state. Something drew me here. Something that I resonated drew me here. I am looking for something. I went into a space that is not my own. I had something I was looking for. And you wake up and say, what the heck? When you can think back, let's say what they said. You may find yourself in the dream job that has become the nightmare. If you will then go back to the original desire you had and look at how that job matched your desire, you have just found your point of resonance. Why did I take it in the first place? I had a desire for this, I accepted it for that. Now you've got your point of resonance. Now remove your power from that. This job does not have my answer. It was only here to provide me with an experience. You pull your power from that. Now you can begin to resonate desire and opportunity. And when you have learned or obtained what you desired, you move on. Finding the point of resonance, pulling the power out, and now redefining your relationship with it. I actually wanted to experience what it would feel like at this job to earn X number of dollars a year. You were offering me a wonderful salary. I just wanted that experience. Therefore, I accepted the job. Now I'm very clear why I took the job. Now I'm very clear, am I earning that? Now my focus goes on to that experience. Have I experienced that? Now I changed my relationship with it. Or now I'm resonating at a different frequency. I'm back to clarity. Now every decision I make will be based on that point of clarity. Or I took the job because I wanted to serve that master. That master is my idol. I wanted to serve that master and learn everything. Well, the master's become a monster. And you go back to your original desire. I wanted to serve that master. Why did I want to serve that master? What did I want to learn from that master? Oh, perhaps I already have. Oh, perhaps. Oh, what was my intention? Now, everything I'm going to do with this master, I'm going to do it to observe, to learn that intention from now on. Pulling the power out, I'm going to shift it to remember that was the resonance. That was the only resonance. We let these desires take us into situations and then we think we have to comply with the entire energy pod, and we don't. We're following the desire. All right. So now we can resonate desire to opportunity. So I have given you these detailed information so you might be able to understand what I'm about to tell you is very useful. Yay! How did you like it? Yes. Clear? Yes. Did you learn something? Yes. Excellent. Can you take any of this information with you? Yes. Perfect. Okay. Jesus. You know we got to talk about Jesus. When Jesus saw people, he could see your entire energy field. He saw your colors, your tones, your sound. He saw everything vibrating. Nothing was hidden. And wouldn't it be fun if we could see each other's fields like that?
I think so.
It would be quite interesting, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't be able to put a mask on. You wouldn't be able to hide those beautiful, delicate intricacies about yourself that you only show certain people on certain occasions. But he saw everything. He saw everything. And when people would come to him, did he blanketly say to them, go meditate, go within? Just get out of my face, go talk to God? No! He looked at their energy fields, and he looked at what they were dealing with. And so I wanted to share with you 3 examples of stories that you're familiar with, I know. This is in chapter 33. I won't read it. I'm going to paraphrase. I love this story. I use it quite frequently in teaching. He is traveling. He's a young man, and he's in another culture, in another country. And the people are working, and their toil is burdensome, and their very faces are drawn, and they're upset, and they're just living in this lower frequency. And he says, Ma, what are you doing? And they said, we hate our work. We hate our jobs. Do you ever know anybody like that? Hey, my job. It's just killing me. It was killing them. And he said, you know, your job should be the funnest thing you do. Your job should be the happiest thing that you do. And he says to them, open up the windows of your heart, and a flood of light from heaven will come, and your toil will not be a cruel task. You will have love and hope in your work. So, he went to their original point of resonance. He went to that point. He didn't say, oh, you should go to church or try a different job. He said, no, this is your problem. This is where you're complaining. Let's go to the original point, and let's bring God into that point right there. Why don't you just look for hope and love, open up the windows of your heart, and ask that your work be wonderful. Bring light right to that point where they had given their power away. Do you think that got their power back? Do you think that shifted their perception and shifted the way the resonance between them and their intention of work was? Yes. Then in another story, he's working in the mystery schools and he's learning embalming. And a woman comes through and she's just distraught. And her son is dead, her only son, and she's crying and crying. And he says to her, "Woman, your sorrow's not helping your son. He's crossed over, he finished. This is not good for both of you." And he said, "You dry your tears and go and start helping people who have also had loss and help them dry their tears. That's what you need to do. And if you will do that, a joy will fill you and you will find happiness again, and your son will be blessed because you are happy." Now, he took her right to the point of complaint. I'm suffering loss. I'm suffering loss. And he said, "Oh, okay, all right, good. You go to other people who are suffering loss." He didn't say get over it. He didn't say plant flowers. He said go to other people. Get in the middle of it. Get in the middle of your point of contention, and let's reframe it. And pull your power out of it and start being God. Bring love, light to others, and you'll find happiness. See? The third example is Ruth, another one of my favorite stories, which I know you all remember. Ruth was married to Asher, and he was a devout Jew, and she's espousing her devotion to the Christ overly much in their home. And he kicks her out because he has no choice, because she's not a good Jew anymore. And so she goes to Jesus and wham, 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 my husband kicked me out, and blaming him, and he's so mean to me. And Jesus says to her, "Stop your harsh words to him, because you are as harsh as he is. Go home and be quiet. Go home back to where your issue is and live the life of the Christ that you believe. And then the light can come in and change. Go back to this thing that you're resonating with that's created a problem. You chose him. You're at wake-up point. Everybody, all these guys were at wake-up point. Their experience what needed to change. But he sent her back. Go back. Live the life that you believe I am teaching. Bring God into your world and say nothing to him." And she did. And his heart was won, and he became a follower of the Christ. Because he saw in the silence, the demonstration of beauty and peace. What Jesus did to everyone, in each situation, he took them back to, you're caught right there. This is where you're resonating with this. You had a reason to be there, and now you're caught, and that reason didn't work, and now it's all messed up. You forgot. Let's go back. Let's send God light into that situation. Put God light into it. So, loving, looking for God, living as the Christ. When we bring the light of God into the issues, everything changes. Sometimes you don't even have to realize. If you've got an issue like one of my characters, like the nightmare job or the monster boss or anything that we've spoken of, if you have any issue where you're at impasse like that, you can absolutely rest assured 1,000%. In the beginning, you resonated with it. There was a desire that was being born within you that was seeking something and said, "Yes, I think you've got that." And you started to resonate. There was a calm and sympathetic frequency. You've just forgotten why. Now, if in healing modality, we would ask you, go back and figure out why. You need to go in and figure that out. Jesus says, just stay where you are, stay in the discomfort, and bring God there. You can bring God into that discomfort, and you don't have to tear it apart, break it down, rebuild it. Bring God light to it. And in that, it will heal. When you bring God light in, what are you now seeking? Are you seeking the original intention? Or are you seeking a higher vibration? You're seeking a higher vibration, so you're literally going back to where it is no longer functioning. You're literally going back and you're saying, I'm going to release my power and reinvest it in a higher vibration in the same scenario. And by doing that, you create a resonance now with God, with the higher power, with love. And that unhooks everything. That higher resonance with God. We are no longer resonating seeking our answers or solutions from an outside source. And that's what we do. We align with something because we want to get our answer from our experience or whatever information they have. I experienced it with you because I think you got my answer. So when we bring God in, we're no longer seeking from an outside source. We are now resonating with God's guidance so we can lift it up. We're bringing the light to where we are, and that is enough because the light lifts everything. We don't have to dig our way out. We let God, love, heal the way to greater. It's so simple. So I know that everything I said you know and understand, but it is a very simple approach. When you really do understand we are energy and we are vibrating, and you really do understand that everything that comes into your world is in response to something that you're putting out. Everything. Then you can consciously now key, God, this that I am experiencing, I now ask that your light move through it. Remind me of my original intention. Fulfill it or release it, but let your light become dominant here. Let me find my purpose, my love, my beingness with you here. And it's a key. How simple would it be if we could do this every day? And we talk about this all the time. We talk about meditating in the morning, talk about bringing God into light. We talk about centering every day, every minute that you're walking and you have a difficult situation, centering in. But now I want you to begin to see your energy field. And I want you to really realize the guy on my tail, I invited to be there. That crazy driver, I asked to pull out in front of me. Okay. All right, field. Okay, field. We need to brighten up. We want more God energy here. And I don't even need to go search out that thought. I just need to bring God into my field. Simple concept, is it not? Simple concept, but we are energy. We're going to talk about this for about a month, just how we move in the human capacity. But if we could begin to really own the vibration that we emit and how the world responds to it. Then when we walk into a room and we're immediately repelled, and we don't know why, we do know there's something energetically not compatible with us. Doesn't mean they're bad. Doesn't mean the thing's bad. There's just incompatibility. But until we get used to our energy field being something that we instantly align with, it's harder to come to that clarity quickly. Because if you walk into a room right now and you're not believing your energy and you're feeling repelled, what do you start doing but looking for the cause? Who in this room is making me feel bad? Why do I feel bad about this room? You know, we start trying to analyze it rather than just say, my energy just does not resonate here. Let me back out. Let me not go there. Very simple concepts. So I believe that Spirit wanted us to think about Jesus' modality. Don't run away from that wake-up moment. Don't run away from that. How did I get here moment? You may go back to the original thought, but bring God in with it. Bring God into you even in that wake-up moment. How did I get here? Why am I here? God, I don't know. Let the light come in. Let the light come into me now. I now want to resonate with you at a higher frequency. Show me what I need to see. Take me where I need to go. And then everything can change. But typically what will happen is you will stay until you're happy. You will stay until you've found joy in your own beingness. You've taken the power away from the discomfort because you're resonating with Spirit. Great lesson, huh? Yes. Say thank you, God. All right, let's go within. So just begin to breathe. And I want you to see that beautiful column of light that I always ask you to create. See it just coming down over you and engulfing you. And I want you just to sense your energy field in the column of light. Feel your physical body vibrating a little denser. And now feel all of this beautiful energy all around you vibrating in ease and peace. And Father, Mother God, we ask that you now lift us all up. We ask that your infinite love begin to pour into each one and lift them up their column of light. And just imagine the light gets brighter and just feel yourself lifting until you can find yourself in a space with a beautiful bright light all around you. And feel your spirit. I am spirit. I'm God's child. And feel that beautiful light vibrating in you. Beautiful energy. And notice how light it is. Beautiful white light moving in and through you all around you. I am God's child. You can choose. You may decide to walk in that light on the earth plane. It's your choice. Or you may just choose to breathe in as much as you can hold, as much as you can hold. Father, Mother God, we ask that you touch every heart. And I ask that this light, if they choose, now move to any area of constriction in their world. Let this bright light now move to any area where the resonance no longer serves, where the wake-up call is happening. And just let the light move through you. You don't even have to direct it or have a thought about it. Just let it move through you. And feel that all is good in my world. And we thank you, God, and everyone breathe. I want you to come back down the column of light. Letting your focus come back into your physical body. And then you can gently open your eyes. Jesus said, all men are sons of God, and if they live a holy life, they are always at home with God. Man is the delegate of God to do his will on earth. Man can heal the sick, control the spirits of the air, and raise the dead. Because I have the power to do these things is nothing strange. All men may gain the power. So man is God on earth, and all are children of God. We have a great destiny to fulfill. A great destiny to fulfill. Our first step this morning helps us recreate our energy. Then our energy can be used for the good of the whole. Say yea, God.